to my much anticipated 2 more looks with the Nomad Chamonix and Apres-Ski palette. I have been wanting, or I wanted to do this a little bit earlier, but life happened. I just did not have time, but we're doing it now. We're going to be filming the very first look. And I am going to focus on the greens, but I think I want to bring in a little bit of the blue and maybe a little bit of the pink, possibly as far as the shimmers. But as far as the mattes, we're going to mainly kind of focus in here. So the first thing I'm going to do is go with this shade on the top. That shade is Mont Blanc. And then we're going to take Ski in the crease. I may or may not blend everything out with this shade. We will just have to see. I've already set everything down using I've already done my eye primer using the locked eye primer from AOE Studio. That is already done, so it's set, ready to go, so we can jump right on in. As you can see, we have already kind of started decorating for Valentine's Day. I may put some more things up there. We'll have to see. All right, so let's take my Beauty Bay detail blending brush, and we're going to tap into Mont Blanc. This should not take very, very long. Some of you guys were saying that you would like to see me do more looks with my palettes. Oh, and I aim to please. Look at that. Just so rich. My word. Ooh. Yeah, the mattes in this palette, as I mentioned in the initial video, it's the matte formula that's like the most popular with the brand. So pretty. I'm just going to pack this on, and then we're going to start blending out. Don't forget, you guys, I do have a code. It is Tanelia10, my first name, followed by the number 10. It will save you 10%. I don't make a commission off of it. It's just a way to, one, save you guys some money, and also it's a way for Nomad to keep track if you guys do make an order based on my recommendation. If you can, think about using the code, it just helps them, keep track of what's going on as far as, PR and all that stuff. Oh, that's so pretty. So rich. Ooh, you guys. Before I put that crease shade in, I'm just going to blend this one out just a bit. This brush does such a good job. It's really good for if you have like smaller eyes and hooded eyes like I do. Unfortunately, it's not available anymore. I don't know what Beauty Bay is doing with the brand, but a lot of the products they're just not there. It's mainly only the palettes that we're seeing now. Now we're going to dip into Ski right there. And this is my detailed crease brush from Real Techniques. It is my favorite brush for blending in the crease. And then we're just going to start blending this out and kind of helping to define. I like to go back and forth in kind of a windshield wiper kind of mode here. Carefully blend it out. These greens are just so pretty. Green is my favorite like eyeshadow shade to work with. Just absolutely love it. I'm going to continue to blend on this side. I do want to take this a little bit lighter so it's not too super deep. So we're going to go into Fondue, I believe that is. And I'm going to dip into it just a little bit lighter. And I want to kind of take that in here because I want this area to be just a little bit lighter. Kind of like that, so it's not too dark in the inner portion. Before I lay down my shimmers, I'm going to lay down a little bit of my NYX glitter base. It's just flat brush. I'm just going to go over the eyelid, just where I want the shadow to go. I think instead of doing just like green on top of green and kind of staying monochromatic, I think I want to do something a little bbit different. Maybe going into these blues as kind of a contrast. Let me take Mountain Chalet. I believe that is one of the duochromes. And I'm going to just kind of focus that on the outer portion of the eye. So I'm going to take the same flat brush and go on there because we don't want to go too deep. At least that's not what I'm trying to do. If that's what you want to do, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to take this. It's kind of a deeper periwinkle, and I just want to tap it right here on the inner portion. I'm not trying to go like too far above. We're going to do that at kind of an angle. That is such a pretty shade. It's very twinkly. Love that. For the inner portion, I think I'm going to go back into this shade, which is Chamonix. And I'm going to lay that just right here, kind of going into that blue. I think that's where I'm going to leave it. So what do you guys think of this whole TikTok ban thing? I mean, it got crazy. You got all these people that were like freaking out. TikTok was going down because it was supposed to go down on the 19th. And so this like pop-up that said, it's pop-up popped up that said that, that you couldn't access it because of the ban. And then all of a sudden, after it had went down, it came back up like pretty quickly. And there was a pop-up that said, thanks to a certain person who I don't want to mention, and I'm not going to talk about my feelings as far as that's concerned, that thanks to this person, the app is back up again. This is my opinion on it. You had a lot of people that were talking about it and very excited, that it was back up, who I know are anti this person. It just didn't seem to care. And they were sharing the screen cap, of it, and we're just, oh wow, we're so excited, it's back up again. And I just kind of sat there like, yeah, I don't see this situation going the way that people are thinking it's going to go. And honestly, I didn't really use my TikTok that much. If I did a reel or anything like that, I just uploaded the TikTok because, I uploaded it to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube Reels or YouTube Shorts, and it just worked. So I just threw it over there on TikTok, but I never really actually went over there and did anything with it. So yeah, I haven't installed the app. I'm not going to be using TikTok again, at least not anytime soon, because I don't want to be all in the middle of that drama. Let me know down in the comments, guys, what you think. Also, just a little quick thing that I did notice was that if you uninstalled it and you tried to reinstall it, if you have it installed, it's working. But if you try to reinstall it, it's not in the App Store for the US now. So yeah, just a whole lot of drama behind something that I just really didn't think was that big of a deal. All right, so I'm gonna go off camera. I'm going to finish off this eye look with my liner, my mascara, not mascara, I keep saying mascara, lashes, waterline, and then we'll come back and we'll see the final look put together. Before I do that though, yeah, I am liking this so far. I think it's looking good. We're back. Final look is complete, and you guys, I am loving the way that this came out. I think it's very fun. It's got a nice little kind of a twinkly, almost fairy siren kind of a look to it. I like this. I'm really liking the way that this came out. For my wing, I'm using my Slick Flick liner from Relove by Revolution and my waterline. This is from Tresluce. This is the Pencil-Ebony liner in Icy. I wanted something very frosty underneath in the waterline. And my lashes, these are just some random ones that I got from Temu. I have no idea what the actual style is. Lashes, you guys, are one of those things that I really need to get some more of. As far as the lip combo, this is something that you will find out about in another video that will be coming up. Not the next video, but the video after that. You will see what this combo is. All right, so that is going to be it for look number 1. Let's move into look number 2. Eyelids are already primed. I'm using the same primer that I used in the first look, and I think for this look we're going to focus in here, but I am going to go into this shade, which is called Hot Savoy. I think that's what that says. I'm going to put this one in the outer corner because I did use this one in that first look where I introduced the palette. So this is going to be our outer corner, and then I'm going to blend in some shades over here. So we'll see how that goes. Let's go ahead and lay this one down first, and I'm going to use, this is kind of a Packer blending brush. I got this from AOA Studio. I don't know like what it is. It doesn't have a number or anything like that on it. It came like in a set of brushes. But let's dip into this shade here. Pretty pigmented mauve purple, and I'm just going to pack it on the outer corner. I'm trying to use as many of the shades as possible between these looks so that you guys are getting an idea of what like all of the shades do, how they blend. Oh, that's another pretty shade. Blending really, really nicely. Packing on really nicely. Blending really nicely. I'm going to go ahead and take this brush first. I'm just going to kind of blend out a bit before we take in another shade for the crease. So I downloaded Red Note. I installed that. I was looking on my Facebook. A lot of my friends were saying that Red Note, or they were talking about it, and it's very similar to TikTok. The only thing is that it's in Chinese. You can do an English translation, like turn the English translator on in the app, but some of the stuff is still in Chinese. A friend of mine told me to download Bubble Translate. I think that's what they told me to do, and it's supposed to like translate everything, so we'll see. But I've heard really good things about it. Like I said, it's very, very similar to TikTok, so we'll kind of see how it goes. I'll let you guys know what I'm thinking. I'm going to go in with my crease brush from Real Techniques. We're going to go into this one. That shade is called La Tares, I believe. Like I said, I'm not very good with pronouncing other languages sometimes, but I'm going to take this and I'm going to blend this into the crease just to add a little bit of depth. We're going to one-shelled wiper. It's a very, very pretty shade. Even though this is described as a winter pastel palette. There are a lot of shades in here that give you a lot of depth. I like that because it means it's not just a pastel palette and you can actually do a little bit more with it. I took off some of the extra on my hand because I had a lot on the brush. I'm just going to windshield wiper back and forth and get this all blended in. I go back in with that first brush, no product. Just want to make sure these two shades are nicely melted together, especially on this eye because I did put a little bit more of that second shade in there. It's a little bit deeper, so I want to make sure that everything is blended. Ooh, I'm liking how that's coming out. To finish off the mattes, we're going to take Last Call. I'm going to blend that in this portion and a little bit around the brow bone. It's a very light, kind of a periwinkle, lavender, sky blue kind of a tone. I'm going to lightly blend this into the brow bone, soften the edges, and then in this portion, just to kind of lighten this area a little bit. I really am liking how this is coming out. It's a little lighter, more pastel, less dramatic than like the first two looks were, at least for now. Who knows where we're going to end up going. All right, now for the shimmers, I'm going to take, this is the angled side of this brush. It's a double-ended BH Cosmetics brush, just so you know. Take a little bit of NYX Glitter Primer. I'm just going to lay that down where I want the shadow to go. I like to use a glitter primer first because it helps the shadows to stick, pop, and last a little bit longer. And I find that the NYX one I really like the most. So this is my question. I want to go into this shade right here. I believe that shade is called Aperitif. I'm not sure. But I want to lay just a little bit of that here. Hopefully it won't be like too dramatic since this outer portion is not like super deep, but we're going to give it a try. I'm going to dip in here. I have used this shade before. I did a couple of looks like off camera, just kind of playing around before going to work. So I'm going to just lightly dab it on this outer portion. I'm going to focus it just on this part and not, take it too high. I'm going to go back in with just a little bit of that first shade, and I just want to pack a little bit more on the outer corner just to make sure that these two shades are blended together. I'm really liking that. It's almost giving me a flashback to the 80s kind of a look. All right, I'm just going to blend that in. For the inner portion, we're going to take this shade, Les Alpes, and I'm going to lay that inner corner going into that shade. This is a very kind of a frosty blue. I like how that kind of changed that color right there just a little bit, so it looks like there's a little bit more of a gradient going in there. I have to say, so far with this makeup season, I haven't seen many like new palettes coming out. There was one by Ace Beauté, didn't really grab my attention, so I didn't order that one. And there were a couple from Colourpop. I actually tried to get both, but the Valentine's Day one was sold out. But I did get the Twilight one or the New Moon one that is on the way. But other than that, I'm not really seeing a whole lot. There was one from Huda, I think, but usually we see like a lot more going on this time of year. It's been a little bit of a slow launch, though. Slow launch season. We'll see what's going to pop up, as the weeks go, but I'm hoping to see some more exciting, stuff come out. I think that's where we're going to leave it for the shadows. I'm going to go off camera, finish off my look, liner, lashes, lips, the whole 9 yards, and we'll come back and I'll give my final impressions of what I'm thinking about this palette. We are back. Our final look is complete, and you guys, I am loving the way this came out. I think it looks so pretty. For my wing, I'm once again using from Relove by Revolution, their black eyeliner pen in my waterline. This is one of the cream gel liners from Beauty Bay. The shade is an Aurora. It's just a really pretty bright pastel purple. My lashes are the same ones that I used in the first look, and my lips are a combination of the pencil from Beauty Bay in Heart and then the Colourpop liquid or Luxe lipstick rather in Oasis. Yeah, I feel like this look kind of gives me a almost star galactic kind of a feel. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know which look was your favorite. I don't know. I'm kind of loving both of them. But as far as this palette, you guys, I have no complaints. Everything about this palette I have loved. I think this is a wonderful, solid, excellent launch for Nomad as far as, the first launch of 2025. Every matte blended like a dream. Every single shimmer was creamy, smooth, rich, even though this is supposed to be a winter pastel or advertised as a winter pastel palette. There's so much depth, so much that you could do with this palette. I have enjoyed it. I have loved it. But yeah, that is going to be it for this 2 more looks with the Nomad Chamonix Apres-Ski palette. Solid first launch for 2025 from Nomad. I am loving it. If you enjoyed the video, please really give the video a thumbs up. It really helps to get my videos into recommendations. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider joining my little family. Make sure you tap the bell so you don't miss a thing. And you can also follow me on my other socials. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and I also have a Blue Sky account. And I mentioned, like I said, that I just started the Red Note, but I'm still trying to figure that one out. So we'll see how that one goes. Be safe. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.